Hello friends, ahoy from Tulum. We've been here this week, very excited about it, and I packed a lot of the products that I have had new in and the things that I've been loving for spring and whatnot. I actually hoarded quite a lot because there were a few campaigns and things that we were shooting while we were here, which was exciting. But guys, I literally packed 4 foundations, 4 bronzers, 5 blushes. Like, it's kind of ridiculous. I did not pack lightly on this trip, but I did do a very nice makeup the other night and I regretted not filming it instantly. So I wanted to recreate it for you tonight with some of the things that I've been using and loving, even though technically I kind of just filmed a look very similar to this, but whatever, we can just have a little chat while we play, shall we? So let's get ready. Tonight, Dan and I are actually going to Nomad, which is one of the restaurants that we have been wanting to go to since the first time we ever went to Tulum, and we're hoping to catch the sunset while we're there, which is exciting. So let's do that. First of all, the Clé de Peau Radiant Cream Foundation. This little guy right here. I actually have 2 shades, O20 and B20. And when I was in the UK, when I went to Bista Village with Victoria and Susie, Victoria was wearing this foundation on her face. And I was like, what is on your skin? You look positively sublime. And she's like, oh, babes, it's the Clé de Peau. And I feel like I vlogged this. Didn't I vlog? Maybe I didn't. Sometimes I vlog things and then they never actually see the light of day on my channel because the video fails a little bit. But I did actually, right when I got back from the UK, tried to go and buy this, but they were sold out of it. It was only available at, I think it was Holt Renfrew and Nordstrom were the only 2 that had the Clé de Peau, if not only Holt Renfrew, but they didn't have it. They were completely sold out of all the shades. So I had been dying to get my hands on this. And then I did a recent campaign with Cult Beauty and they had it in stock and I was so excited. So I ordered 2 shades and I wanted to try it because it's one of those things where, listen, there's so many products. I have so many products, so many base products in my collection, and just for like reviewing purposes that we have tried here together, like I definitely didn't need to add a new one to the pile. But when you have a friend, you know how it goes. When you have a friend being like, you need to try this foundation, it's like you simply must try it. If someone's like, you're gonna love this, then you probably will, you know? So anyway, I had to try it because Victoria said so. And I have to say, it's positively gorgeous, as it would be with the price of Clé de Peau products, but also they're super famous for their concealer. That's kind of what they do. So I would expect that a radiant, hydrating, creamy foundation from them would be just as beautiful. So just so you know, it's Victoria approved and it looks quite delicious on the skin. So that was new in, and I would have been putting it to the test this week. I also did bring the little mini Armani Luminous Silk, which is so cute, and obviously my Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation, which I honestly just need to commit to using this tube up because it's so gross. But I'm kind of sad. Like, I don't want to use it up because I had such a tragic experience with the other one. I'm like, oh no, what if this was just one good bottle and I'll never have it good again? Anyway, those are the foundations that I brought with me, and I've just been brushing this on with a brush, which is very nice when you're just wanting light makeup and you just want to slap it on. Really lovely. So I also brought that little Ulla Henriksen Banana Bright Vitamin CC stick, this little one for the under eyes. And surprisingly, even though it's been lovely and warm and we've been having a lovely time here in Tulum, we have not been getting a lot of sleep. It's been a struggle. We've been trying to get up very early, which with the time change, the time zone difference, it's very, very heavy hitting when you're from the West Coast. And we've just been messing with our sleep schedule. It's been a little bit of a struggle. So need a little bit of brightness under there. Then I'm stopping here. I'm putting that under the eyes, and I have been doing the cream bronzer before the concealer, and especially when I'm having a better skin day, I do just prefer this method a lot more. Now, I also, like I mentioned, I packed 4 cream bronzers. What can I say? This is what I do when I'm like trying to test products and see how I feel. And also when I'm like putting fake tans on, when I'm in the sun, I just want to have other shades, just using all the products on my face. I brought the e.l.f. Putty Bronzer, Tower 28 Sculptino, which I've been loving lately, the Makeup by Mario, and the Laura Mercier Liquid Bronzer. Now, listen, I did use this twice now. The shade is nice. I have to say, I just find it a little bit messy when applying my cream bronzer. I do prefer it in a compact or in a stick. It just makes it easier. With this, I have to apply it onto my hand. And I just found it takes me a lot more time to blend it, which is totally fine if you're into the liquid things. It's a little bit easier with blush when you're just putting it in that one little area. But for liquid bronzer, I don't know if it's just my preferred method or packaging of bronzer. It's just, you just have to be a little bit more delicate, and it kind of has more of an opportunity to get everywhere. So I love the liquid blush, no problem with that. I think the product itself, the color is beautiful, the formula is super nice. I just prefer something easy and a compact that I can slap onto my face, you know? Also, I brought the Makeup by Mario bronzer because I really wanted to revisit this. This is the Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer. I have the shade Light Medium, and I'm actually using this with the Refer 37 brush. And this one's a little bit more round, and because this shade actually suits my skin tone very nicely and it's a lot more sheer, it's not as pigmented, I find that I can use this wider brush and I can just slap it all over and it's not too intense. Like, this is very much a nice wash of warmth and you don't have to be as precise like you would with a cream contour. So I can just really easily slide that all over my face. I'm going to take it on my jawline as well. It gives such a beautiful natural warmth. I really like it, and I was happy to pull this back out and give it a little test. I'm just rubbing this all on my nose. This is what I'm doing right now. This is something I'm attempting for my nose contour, or the tragedy that it is. I'm just literally putting this all over my nose, and we shall deal with it later, but just really putting that all over. Let me zoom you in a little bit. There, now maybe you get a better look. Anyway, so just rubbing that all over my face, and then I'm going to take the concealer. I brought my NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the shade Custard, and I'm trying to use the tiniest amount of this. So first of all, I put the bronzer all over my nose, and then I'm just going to take a little line of this, and I'm going to let that sit. Take the tiniest amount of this under my eyes. I've just found that especially when I'm in these warmer lands and when I'm having a better skin day, I just need to be so much lighter with my concealer. I definitely go overboard a lot. I have that problem. I just need to go a little bit lighter with my concealer in general. So I'm gonna try to practice that as we enter these warmer months, especially when your girl is sweating all over the land. And applying the concealer after the bronzer just allows everything to be married in together so nicely. So I'm taking this little Morphe Makeup by Ariel brush, which continues to be such a fabulous addition to the brush collection, and just really lightly pressing that in. And we're just adding a little bit of extra coverage where we want it. I'm doing a little lifting underneath the eyes, but I'm not going directly, like, straight all the way under the bag, because I got some little fine lines in there, okay? If I apply too much product, then it just gets all muddled together and it doesn't look good. So putting a little bit right in that inner corner, just blending it up on the forehead. And sometimes if I have any brush like streaks left over, I'll just go in lightly and press it with my finger. But I find that the less blending, the better. And that's what's so beautiful about this brush. You just automatically have such a light hand with it. I don't know what the sorcery is, but it's really lovely. Let's see if I can remember to blend that out after on my neck. I think I'm just gonna let that sit on my nose. I'll just pat it in a little bit with my finger, but for the most part, I don't want it to be blended into the rest of the bronzer that I put on my nose. So just really lightly pat that in and leave the rest to do its thing. Now for the blush. I have been using a couple different colors. You can do whatever suits your fancy, but I packed my Nude Sticks Picante, obviously. Obviously, always. I have the Merit Stockholm, which is the new one I've been loving. I also brought the Giorgio Armani powder blushes. I love the shade 50. Very, very like NARS Orgasm-esque. And I also brought the shade 51, which is like their brighter pink. But I have been loving, oh my god, the MAC blush. Please, I was so happy to have rediscovered these little Glow Play blushes. And this one, it's kind of a magical, like, everything blush. It's pink, it's mauve, but it also has a little bit of a glow to it, as the name would suggest. But just the particular tone also gives like quite a bronzy effect on my skin tone. So this one by itself has actually been quite a delight. Let me show you. I'm just going to apply that onto the, ooh, I put a lot, ooh, ooh, ooh. I'm going to press that like right onto my cheek, and then as I've been doing, I just kind of like blend it up towards the brow, and then I bring it in like where my natural little sun-kissedness would be, just right here on the little apples of the cheeks, just really hugging that. And can you see the glow it's giving? Oh my god, so pretty. It's so pretty. Yeah, I just like to kind of bring it right up onto the eyelid and marry it all together and give that ultimate, very natural flushed look on the cheeks. And this one, this particular shade, because it works with my skin tone, you can really apply a lot and it still won't be overboard. It's a very beautiful tone. I'll just rub a little bit of that across my nose as well. And yeah, what a gorgeous little beachy shade this has been. Stunning. Let's move on to the eyes really quickly. Got the new Vive quads in, also from Cult Beauty, which was very exciting. This is the shade Terra. This is the Soul Shadows. The packaging is gorgeous. All the lovely warm shades that we know and love. Listen, I'm just taking a little bit of this little camely shade, and I'm just gonna apply that all over the lid. Nothing too crazy here. And then I'm gonna take a little bit of the deeper brown with the same brush. They're quite pigmented, so be careful, especially if you're wanting a lighter, more natural look. I'm just gonna fluff that right onto the lash line. Be a little messy with it, you know. We're not doing anything too intense or specific today, and just blend that into the rest of the lid. What I thought was so interesting, and I was thinking about this obviously while I was posting my Cult Beauty stories, which is so nice. Obviously Cult Beauty, when you're shipping to Canada specifically, like, you're gonna get duties, which is unfortunate. However, I know that there's so many of you here on my channel in particular that live in a place where Cult Beauty ships, and so obviously like the discount code is so amazing. And you know, we always like get so hyped up for the Sephora sale that's coming up, and the discount code that I have with Cult Beauty, although it doesn't apply to all the brands, not every brand on Cult Beauty, but it's 20% off all the time. It's like a Sephora sale all the time, and sometimes they even bump it up to 25 or 30%. So obviously I have my Sephora faves, and when the Sephora sale comes around, that's fantastic. But just so you guys know, if you're not charged import fees, the Cult Beauty discount is pretty insane. And that's all the time. So thanks, Cult Beauty. Anyway, gonna go in with my ColourPop. This is the Mighty Morphin Super Shock Shadow. And I did bring this one along, and I'm just gonna put that right onto the lid for a little bit of glow. Sorry, I'm kind of going between the mirror and also the viewfinder here because I wanted to sit in front of the window for some natural light so you guys can see what's up. I love this gorgeous little sparkle. It is getting me by with the discontinuation of my Shiseido Aura Dews. I'm just gonna do a little spritz of the Benefit Professional Setting Spray. And let's just jump to lip liner in my NYX Nude Beige. I feel like every time I use this on camera, I have to sharpen it. It's always down to the nubbin. And then I've been switching it up a little bit with the lips. Obviously, I use my Nude Sticks Picante on my lips because it's blush and lips. And then I also have my Dior Lip Glow Oil, which is the shade 001 Pink, and this is stunning. And what I've been doing a little bit, I'll either go for this glossy look, put the Dior gloss on, leave that alone, because obviously it mixes with the NYX lip pencil so well. I just love this. This is so easy. And I'll do that, and then I can apply the Picante on top if I wanted it to be a little bit more glossy. Or I also packed the Tower 28 Juice Bomb Tinted Lip Balm in the shade Shake. And I brought this just to have like a lighter, a little bit more of a pinky wash. I also have been using their shade Drink, and I can like dab that on top too if I want a little bit more color. But just for an extra little touch of pink, I find that this shade goes with this MAC blush really well, and I always love to try to match with my cheeks, or at least like have them flow and go together. So this has been a lovely little addition too. It's also very hydrating. So I'll just bring those with me to have in my bag. I gotta do my brows. I have my Benefit Microfilling Brow Pen, and I'm just gonna take 10,000 years to fill in my brow hairs. My brows are always very like hit or miss. Sometimes I feel like I just fill in one side too much. I just like, am I blind? Can I not see? And then it's always like intensified when you look in the camera, and I'm like, oh my God, is it that different? I just can't see. It just doesn't seem that way in real life, you know? But the brows are done. The brows are as they are. Let's do the YSL mascara. I always forget Lash Clash. Thinking like Lash Smash, Bash. Okay, anyway. The brown one. The brown mascara, just doing a little bit of this. So pretty. Love this brown mascara. It has been a delight. It's just not as, raccoon proof as the Estee Lauder one. The Estee Lauder one is like ultimate no smudging whatsoever. This one you'll get a little bit if you're wearing it for long enough, but it's equally as lovely to have in the everyday lineup, especially like I'm only going for dinner. Like this is gonna be on my eyeballs for tops a couple of hours, you know? A couple of hours tops. You know what I mean. There's the mascara. Okay, and then for powder, I did bring the NARS powder because I had wanted to keep putting this one to the test. I have to use the tiniest amount of this because it is just too matte. It's just not as soft as the Givenchy one, and I was a little bit sad that I totally forgot. Like I meant to pack my travel size of the Givenchy loose powder. This one will absolutely do, but I just have to like remove so much excess, or else I find that I get a little bit more dry and cracky. So it's not my favorite. I have been enjoying it so much. I don't know if anything will top the Givenchy powder for me at this point. I think that's just like the ultimate powder. But obviously for travel, it is so nice to have this pressed version and not a loose powder. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of that around the spots where I need it, especially in this extra sweaty life. And I've been applying this one with a brush, not my Triangle Puffy Puff or the Beauty Blender. The few times that I have tried that, it's actually just been way too intense for me. So just a light amount fluffed on with a brush. And that's the best way to use it for me. Let me not forget to just blend this concealer out right here. A final spritz of the Benefit setting spray. So this is the makeup done. That's a little glimpse into some of the things that I packed with me, some of the products that I've been testing out, some things that I've been loving, old faves, continued faves from the spring, and a little look-see, a lovely little glowing, fresh makeup look, the same as the usual for spring. I'm gonna get dressed now. I don't know what I'm going to wear, honestly. I only packed a few things, obviously a few of the new in things that I had bought from Dish, if you guys saw that TikTok that I have been loving. But I'm gonna get dressed and then we'll bring you guys along for the journey, see what we get up to and see how Nomad is. Hopefully we can get a few little outfit pics and whatnot. So come along, let us go eat dinner together. Here we are in the wild, in the jungle. This is what I decided to wear. The H&M strapless top. I've got linen pants, my little trusty towel you guys know. We're going for dinner, so pulling out the purse. And that's it. My hair is fresh out of a cenote. It's living its poofy, water, air-dried, matted disgustingness. Love to see it. And that's my outfit for the night. Listen, we're about to see a nip here. Okay, we're getting on the moped. This is my least favorite accessory. Right here. I didn't even realize it's size large. Perfect. A blue egg. Ready. Passenger princess life is the life to live on the moped. Guys, we absolutely missed the sunset. We underestimated just how far Nomad was. It's on the end of the beach strip, but we've made it. Nomad. Wah! Even though I don't know where the actual restaurant is, so we'll find out. But so we just checked in at the lobby. He said we're not allowed cameras. He's like, you have to put your camera away. I'm like, sorry guys. We thought we'd be able to vlog the restaurant, but here's the entrance. Sorry. We'll try and sneak something with our phone, but camera's away.